I came up and we were just rolling our eyes about this game. Hell of a game. But you made a comment about Toronto, that it's them in the East and a significant gap.
Yeah.
You feel that way because?
I do, because I just think they're the most complete team by far. The depth, the star player that's given them a swagger they haven't had with any of these previous runs when they had good regular seasons, but we knew they weren't legit title contenders. Kawhi Leonard gives them that swagger. Obviously, Nick Nurse has connected to this team, and he's got them playing at a really high level. When I watch them, I just don't see any holes. Every other one of the teams right now that you're talking about, whether it's Philly, now Boston could be the outlier here in the second half of the year. You have a feeling they're going to get it together.
Right. They're not a 10-10 team.
But as we sit here tonight, the Toronto Raptors have a significant gap between them, Philly, Milwaukee, Toronto, Indiana, or Boston, any of those teams.
And part of it is because of the development and growth of players that aren't superstar players. Siakam is a revelation. I use the term revelation in the highlight. What has he done to get from what he was to what he is?
Yeah, I started to see it in the preseason. I said, this guy could be maybe one of the most improved players in the league. I'm saying just give him the award. Just give it to him right now, because he has gone from a guy that was a nice rotational role player, occasionally give you some energy, to a guy that certain nights, Scott, like tonight, he looks like an all-star caliber player in one season for a young guy that didn't have a lot of offense. It's pretty incredible. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples, and I'll get to Siakam at the end of this possession, but I just want to talk about how good Toronto was tonight and what they did offensively. And when you get an NBA champion this many times in one possession with multiple guys chasing the basketball, you're doing something special. So this is what happens here. Off the pick, two guys chase it. Ball gets swung, stop here. Two guys chase again, and now we're going to go to the corner with it. And now, when you put it down, you get into the lane, you actually get four guys reacting to the ball, and we're going to get another pass here, and then why not? Let's just go
to the corner.
Two more dudes chasing it here, and at the end of it, and this is his growth. He couldn't make this shot a year ago. Now, this is part of their offense. Siakam gets it at the tail end of a great possession, and because of his ability to space it, they become so much more difficult to defend. And this one I just love. You're going to appreciate this. This is a normal little fast break. Kawhi's going to peel out because Lowry's coming up the middle. Here's what I want you to focus on. This starts out with Quinn Cook, who missed a shot here, and Siakam is right next to him. Please focus on Siakam's speed with the floor. I'm just going to play it out. Okay, so now when we stop it, Siakam is now here, and he's going to run through. And remember Quinn Cook? He's here. They're right next to each other at the start. Why is this so important? Because you drag the backline defender here. Klay obviously has ball, and that means that Kawhi Leonard walks into a wide open three, and that's only created because you've got a dude at 6'10" that's in a dead sprint up the floor. It's plays like this that I notice on a nightly basis, the tip-out rebounds. He's the only other guy tonight that Kawhi Leonard felt comfortable handing Kevin Durant to on their entire roster. So he's that level now defensively on the perimeter. They have found themselves an absolute diamond in the rough, and he's a big reason why I say Toronto now has really increased that gap between everybody else in the East as we sit here tonight. And I'm not going to be shocked if this team ends up in the NBA Finals, and I wouldn't have said that any of the previous 3 or 4 years.
Having a star helps, and having a guy that could be becoming one, obviously. That's something I don't imagine anybody, maybe even outside of that room, would have imagined. Tim, appreciate your time.
Scotty.